We got new details this morning from a Toyota insider who shared all the details on the future plans of Toyota trucks and SUVs. Now, this is going to be some interesting news, some controversial news, and maybe get you a little fired up about what Toyota's planning and maybe what they're not planning to do. I'm going to get started in all those details coming up right now. Hey, it's Tim Esterdahl, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, and top of the morning to you. If you're there at work and you have a nice boss, go ahead and put a little bourbon in your coffee. You have a better day, trust me. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We do truck news, truck reviews, cool truck stories, drop 5 places to drive trucks. It's a good time. You should stick around, hit subscribe, click the bell, and smash the like button. We're talking trucks. In this case, we're talking the Toyota trucks. Now, Toyota is not known in the United States as being a huge truck manufacturer, but they tend to be the world's largest truck manufacturer, and they have a lot of future plans in this market. There's some new autonomy they're getting from Japan, allowing them to make their own choices on what they want to bring to the United States. So I'm going to get to these details. We'll go through them truck by truck, if you will. We'll talk about them, and then we'll wrap it all up with some final thoughts. So let's go ahead and get to these details. Trust me, right now, I'm going to stop talking. Stop enjoying the bourbon. All right, the news of this story comes from Motor1.com. My friends over there, they have a Toyota Insider Reveals future for 86, Camry, Tacoma, and Lexus. Not really caring about the 86 or the Camry, but we'll get down to the Tacoma and Lexus. And kind of just Insider sent us information with their plans. Now, there's information on Ford. I'll have a video later on today about their plans, and so we'll share that as well. So basically, I'll read this for you with some photos of each vehicle. So let's go ahead and start with the RAV4. So the RAV4, which is due for mid-cycle refresh for model year 2022, looks like it's just going to have just a refresh, maybe some interior changes, a little bit of tweaks to the outside, but nothing really big going on the RAV4. These mid-cycle refreshes, it's not a huge thing going on. Next would be the 4Runner. The 4Runner is going to finally get a next generation in 2022 for the 2023 model year. This is one of the oldest platforms that Toyota's riding on one of their vehicles and has been updated in several years. So finally going to get some upgrades. Not really sure what they're going to do with this yet. There's probably going to be whatever powertrain they're going to use for the Tundra and future Sequoia they'll put in there. I would guess the 4-liter V8 is going to go away, and it's going to be in a, or excuse me, 4-liter V6 is going to go away, and it'll be a twin turbocharged engine. That's kind of wherever he's going right now, twin turbocharged engine. I'm sure the size will be maybe a little bit wider, a little bit taller, just a little bit here and there. They always tend to make these vehicles a little bit bigger, and a new interior. But I would anticipate a different transmission, more like an 8-speed transmission, a twin turbocharged engine, just get better fuel economy, would probably be their primary focus with that. Also, the Sequoia is talked about being in a next generation in the same time frame. 2023 model year, we have new Sequoia. This kind of coincides with the news of the Tundra. You know, once that Tundra gets unveiled, I'll show information here in a second. You're going to pretty speculate that the Sequoia is going to pretty much match what the Tundra is going to get. So speaking of the Tundra, they're talking the Tundra will premiere in December of 2021 for the 2022 model year. Now, this is going to have the new F platform. That's going to be the sharing the parts with the Tacoma. We've done some videos on this. I'll link a bunch of those videos together above on the screen here, as you can see it going across in these cards. But the Tundra will premiere in December 2021. That timing is a little weird to me. I don't know why they delay so much out. It could be a production issue with San Antonio, getting all Tacomas down there, getting all that plant ready to go for the new truck. It could just be a timing issue. On the Tundra, we're expected that they'll have a twin turbo V6 is going to be the engine. There's a conversation about whether it's going to be hybrid or not. Now, that'll be the base engine. I still do expect it to have a V8, and I may be the only YouTuber on the planet that expects that, but I still expect a V8 out of Toyota for the Tundra. But I expect that V6 twin turbo, that'll be the base level engine, and then the V8 will be the higher level engine. That's just, again, for fuel economy. So once the Tundra gets unveiled, the following year will be 4Runner Sequoia, and then after that will be a new Tacoma. The next gen model is scheduled for redone in 2024. Now that's a full redone. That should be a lot of changes. I know they're watching some videos I've done pretty closely as far as the cabin and how to get entry and exit out of that cabin, and so it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen with that Tacoma on how they're going to reshape the body, reshape the windshield, and also changes the powertrain. You know, I think that powertrain's been pretty well documented. It's not as fast as people would like it to be. I think that's been the biggest complaint, and so I could see that twin turbo V6 kind of make its way in Tacoma as well, and that becoming the future for most of those trucks would be some sort of twin turbo V6. Again, hybrid would be an option as well. Moving on to another big changes that's going to get people kind of fired up is the Toyota Land Cruiser is talked about being changed. This is talking about going backwards a little bit. So the Land Cruiser has grown year over year. It's now a 3-row SUV. But no, they're talking about making this a 5-seater again, maybe a bigger version than the 4Runner, still really capable, and a lower price point. They're talking about just making a lot of changes to Land Cruiser. That's been discussed several times in Land Cruiser forums. Basically, the Land Cruiser and the LX570 have become so, well, basically the same, and people really want the Land Cruiser nameplate to stay in the United States, so they're thinking about making this more of a serious off-roader, maybe, like the old school Bronco kind of size, just a 5-seater, big V8 in it. Probably not. There's a lot of speculation there won't be a V8 in it. There's a lot of speculation it'll be a twin-turbo V6 because towing with Land Cruiser isn't that huge of an issue, and so I could see that changing as well. So there's some speculation going on there. Lots of speculation, Land Cruiser fans. I could see that making a big change. And moving on to Lexus, there's not a lot going on with Lexus. They're talking about the sedans are changing. No one really cares about those. The UX will be facelifted for the 2021 calendar year for 2022 model year. So the UX is their really entry-level SUV. NX should be a new one in the fall of 2021. There's talk about a 2.5-liter plug-in hybrid, 40 miles electric range. That's just continually upgrading that. There'll be a new RX 350 though due in 2023 model year, this 2022 calendar year, and so they're looking at making that a much better executed 3-row family vehicle. Right now they have a RXL, and that's just an extended version of 350. And it doesn't really work as a 3-row SUV. So we're talking about making a really 3-row SUV. Dealers have been in the news lately talking about they really want a 3-row SUV. They want something to compete with the Escalade and the GMC Yukon Denali. Lexus is looking for that. And the LX reportedly represent a huge departure for the current model. So it's going to be an entirely different vehicle than the outgoing LX. It's going to be far more luxurious, and it's going to have that twin-turbo V6 hybrid. Now that's similar to what they're going to do with the Land Cruiser, so it's going to be a lot different vehicles. So it looks like the LX and the Land Cruiser go away. The RX is going to be a bigger vehicle. They have a 2-row and a 3-row. That'll take that spot for that. And the Tundra will be kicking off all the changes in 2021, late 2021. So there you go. There are the future plans according to Motor One's Insider. Now, a couple things to think about here is, number one, these are plans that are around like a board, like they're shadows. They're not like, there's no designs. There's some speculation of engines that, journalists have come up with. These aren't totally done yet. They're not just sitting around waiting to go to production. These are like just some plans. Like I wrote my to-do list and my future plans, 2020 goals and 21 goals on a sheet of paper. Well, that's the same idea here. So that stuff can change over time. The market could change. What's going to happen right now is their product planners at Toyota are going to go ahead and take the ideas they have, like what they want to do with these products, and they'll go look at consumer responses, look at my reviews, look at your comments. They'll look at the marketplace, what's changed in the marketplace, and they'll kind of make some projections on what they see is going to happen in the future. And then they take all this knowledge to chief engineer. Chief engineer sits down, looks at the marketing, looks at the product plans, looks at the design, and they kind of go through meetings and decide what they really want to do with it and what direction want to go. Now, in Toyota's case, their chief engineer isn't just the engineer. He really does oversee the entire vehicle. And so he's the one going to make the final say on all the decisions for this vehicle. That's not, every manufacturer doesn't do it that way, but I know Toyota does it that way. So there's a lot more details we worked out, a lot more things we can discuss. So, don't get your bent out of shape or get frustrated about what you hear about the news. This could change going in the future. It could make big changes quickly. They're a big company. These are long-term plans. And so we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. But it should be exciting. The marketplace is really blowing up right now, and Toyota is going to really have a chance to make some changes. With all that production leaving San Antonio, going down to Mexico for the Tacoma, they have a lot of production capacity now. So that's going to really be interesting next couple of years. So there you go. Hey, for more Pickup Truck Plus SUV news, make sure you check us out on pickuptrucktalk.com. Those 3 words work again on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Trust me, we're there. Type it in. You'll find us. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.